It is The Greek. It's The Greek Podcast, and we're at New York Prime. Of course, we're outside on a patio. Life is tough today. I'm busting my ass. Are you kidding me? Of course, we're brought to you by Brayman Motor Cars, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter. Special guests in the house for The Greek Podcast. You always got the G-Man, but today, my good buddy, I talk about him all the time, Buddha. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, my pleasure.
Hey, this is Buddha, my big buddy. Always been with me for years. Restaurant business, Prime 112, Prime Italian. Now he's at Burton Max's. Now, what is a good customer for you in the restaurant? How many times a month, a week? What's a good customer?
Greek's a good customer.
Greek's a good customer.
Greek's been with me for years.
Years.
That's a good customer. Good customer for me. I mean, once every couple of weeks.
Once every couple of weeks?
I mean, how often can you go out to eat? And if you do go out to eat, once every couple of weeks sounds like a good customer to me.
Is a good customer somebody who doesn't have a lot of requests?
A good customer. In fact, instead of calling them a customer, I'd rather call them a guest.
A guest.
Because they're like being a guest in your house. So that's hospitality 101. Request doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever they need, I've tried to help them out in any way, shape, or form. Everyone these days has more dietary needs than you could ever imagine. So
which is crazy.
Which you try to accommodate. So it's any allergies?
Now, this is our restaurant show, so we're going to touch on a couple of things that I think is crazy how the restaurant business has changed. But one of Buddha's good things, not only is he my friend, but again, now I got married at New York Prime, one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. But obviously, that's behind us, another show. But Buddha used to see me on a regular rotation with different friends I would come in with. And Buddha was always good as a maitre d'. He always go, G-Man, Greek, how are you? Nice to see you. Now, I was in the night before, but again, that makes a good maitre d', a guy who knows what's going on. Now, where'd you pick up on that? This is just something you knew?
Probably got burnt long time ago.
Doing it? See, I would fail that miserably.
No, I don't think I got burnt. I think I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Where someone recognized someone they probably shouldn't have, and it went downhill very fast.
Yeah, because you always want to feel, everybody wants to feel special.
Yes, they want to feel like...
they're the only one there. It's the first time they've been there.
But they've never been there before,
Yeah.
you know nothing. I always say that, what stays in Vegas, well, what stays in the restaurant.
Stays in a restaurant. Now, again, at Prime 112, Prime Italian, I was down there for years, always going there. And I'm not a big food guy, as everybody knows. And I like the little stuff, shrimp, crab meat, but I love the dessert. The fried Oreos.
Fried Oreos are always good.
Oh, the fried Oreos at Prime 112, forget it. With the, what do they put on the top? The syrup?
No, a little powdered sugar, vanilla ice cream on the side.
Oh.
It's
And what is
amazing.
the chocolate, like the glaze?
There's
That you pour over it?
no, you're not pouring any chocolate over that. You just got fried Oreos straight up.
It's awesome. Believe me, if you ever go to Prime 112 or Prime Italian, check it out. So how do you think, and I know it has, how has the internet and social media changed the restaurant business, good and bad, for you guys?
I mean, social media is great on one side because you can put the word out there without spending a ton of money on advertising.
Yeah.
I mean, hits on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. But
Radio's still number one, baby. If you want to reach the most people, just that. Proven, Greek 101. Go ahead.
on the other side, social media is a hindrance because everybody has an opinion, and it could be the right or wrong. An opinion is supposedly an opinion, but not everyone says they're a restaurant critic. And you open up the book and you're like, restaurant critics all over the place.
Yeah, and then people might complain about the portions or the service or something like that, which is not good. Because people put a lot of stock into that.
They do. There's people that they'll go searching for a restaurant and they'll just go reading good, bad, or ugly with what's to say. But unfortunately, there's always two sides to a story. One person says one thing, and then what was the real story inside the restaurant? And then it's like, again, it's always their opinion.
Yeah.
So, my mid rare is your mid well, and vice versa. It's amazing the people's ideas of what good food or good service or just the restaurant in general, and it doesn't even have about service or food. Mm-hmm. They didn't like the way it looked. And
they weren't happy.
All of a sudden, it's a 2-star rating, and then all they see is the 2-star. They don't read the rest of it.
Sure, they don't.
It's that Twitter thing. They read a little bit and they're done.
Talking with my good man Buddha. He's the manager, director, one of the partners at Burton Max's. Great restaurant. Try it out. The one thing I always liked is when I was in New York, Vegas, Miami, anywhere, I don't like having reservations. I just like walking in. And I feel like, I'm here, make a table for me, I'm hanging out. Because that's juice. Is your name on the list? No, I'm above the list.
Yeah,
and you always took care of me like that, which I loved. And the reservations are important. I'm not saying they're not important.
Listen, I can try to squeeze people in all the time.
Yeah.
People like to come in unannounced. And look, if you're a regular, you know I'm gonna have a table for you.
Yeah.
You come to my place regularly. I have a table for you. We'll make room. We'll find something somewhere for you. If there's an hour, hour and a half hour, 5 minutes, nothing, there's a wait. I'll find a space for you. Have a drink real quick. I'll come grab you.
Now, you were down in Miami, obviously, when LeBron was there in the Heat, Prime 112, and I used to be one of your pain in the asses when people and everything like that. That was a crazy time.
That was a crazy time. We call those LeBron years.
Yeah, and everybody wanted to come in. Everybody wanted to be in after the game. Now, ESPN did so much for that restaurant. Not that he needed it, because obviously it's an establishment, but when you get guys on ESPN TV News talking about a restaurant, that's huge.
It's even unsolicited.
Yeah, which is great.
They just blurt it out.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's
I'll
the
meet
best
you at
thing.
Prime 112. They do a bet. I'm betting you Prime 112.
Yeah.
You know, it's always, and it's unsolicited, but it goes to show you the guy that owns that place, the owner, Miles, does an amazing job.
Very good friend of yours.
He's there every night. He's the reason why it's successful, because he's an owner and he's there all the time, every day, working the restaurant, working the people, talking the crowd, and he's someone I've looked at a long time.
Good friend of yours.
Good friend of mine for many, many years.
Yeah.
Plus worked for him for a few years, so it was
Great guy. He helped me in my
guy.
engagement. The night of my engagement, that was one of my stops.
Right,
Prime 112.
112, right,
I was at
right,
Mondrian. I was
right.
over there. They made everything special. The place was packed. They gave me a table. I don't know if I should be thanking them, but that's how it ended up happening. I'm talking with my good buddy Buddha from Burton Max's restaurant. Connoisseur, aficionado. I mean, he knows it all with the restaurant business. Say somebody wants to get a restaurant, and we always hear 90% of them fail in the first year. We always hear that. What is one hint that you can give people? One hint, and we know it's very difficult. Is small better?
I think start off small, and maybe you can work your way to a bigger store.
Yeah.
I would say, why don't you just give me 10 grand? I'll tell you not to open.
10 grand, tell you not to open it. There it is. There's his tip of the day. Give Buddha 10 grand and in a Louis bag, and he will not open it. And it seems like some of the restaurants, so some of the amounts of money you see they put in. I mean, high-end, big cities, Chicago, L.A., Vegas, Miami. Millions.
Easy. 2 million on the low, 5 million high. I mean, it's incredible. How do you think you'll get that back? But hey, there's places that do it. They're high-end, low-end, doesn't matter. You have the right formula, it's going to work. Then again, you can have the right formula, it may not ever work. You know, it's timing, corner, best chef, best location. Seen plenty of them go down.
Now, we've seen Pitbull's got a restaurant now in Miami.
Yeah,
Tiger Woods has got one up in Jupiter. How much does that weigh with people, do you think? Any or no?
None.
No?
I mean, for Tiger, it's in his backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, he hangs out.
He was there Friday night. He had shorts on, the jacket, walking through.
What do you mean? I heard he was there on Monday afternoon, right after the Masters. Like,
Yeah.
He wasn't even thinking twice about it. But he lives in Jupiter. That's his backyard. It's his place to go.
Hang out. Now,
Listen,
Pitbull, you might not, do you think you're going to see him?
never.
No?
No.
Maybe just opening night.
I think it's open already, and Pitbull's never. He's probably been in the opening. Whether he shows up or not, I have no clue. It's to me is for me personally as a native of Florida, South Florida. Ocean Drive is a tricky spot to open up on, and they're on Ocean Drive.
Yeah, Ocean, you've been down there for years.
Yeah.
Now, what was the...
Ocean Drive is good and bad. The good side is it's got all the tourists are walking down it.
Yeah.
The bad side is if you're from South Florida, you probably wouldn't go down Ocean Drive.
Now, you've had a couple stints in Miami running restaurants. What was that one restaurant you said you ran early 90s?
Mid-90s was called the Astor Place inside the Hotel Astor.
So that was awesome.
That was one of the starts of what started going on South Beach at the time, mid-90s, and it was phenomenal location, chef, people, top to bottom, top notch, and it was one of those places where everyone still came after he came, before he came, whoever was in town came by. It was a phenomenal place, and anyone in my genre, years, age, that was in South Florida that had been there will all say the same thing.
Now, did you always want to be in the restaurant business?
It was probably a choice I made in
because I wanted to be governor and I ended up in radio, but that's a different story.
I'm not sure if that was always the case. I think after school, it worked its way. I went to hospitality school.
Yeah.
So restaurant business was a perfect spot for me to get in. But it worked out for me in a great way. I've worked for some great people. I've worked in some great locations. And I'm blessed to be in a spot right now that does very well.
Buddha and I go back a long time. Like I said, I was one of his customers, a great friendship. He's got a big birthday coming up. big birthday coming up. June 13th is going to be a big bash. Tell them about that.
Well, we're working on the specifics, doing a little birthday party, hitting the big 5-0. Gonna have to break it out, a little bigger than normal.
It's going to be huge.
it's-
It's going to be.
As long as I got Greek with me, that's all I need.
Oh, he's too kind. He's too kind. Buddha's been with me for some big plays, also in gambling. Super Bowls, margin of victory parties.
Edelman.
Edelman, 33-1. He's been there with me for all. I got the pleasure that he's sitting down today with us, Buddha, my good friend from Burton Max. This is the Greek. We are always sponsored by Brayman Motor Cars, Jupiter in West Palm. This is our restaurant show. We got a sneaker show, we had a cigar show, sports show, gambling show. We do it all. We do it all. We talk about anything you want. Always, you can hear me on the Penthouse with Johnny C. and Francis. They're the big stars. I'm out there. 940 wins, 2-4 to Greek Zone in Miami. You believe it? 6 hours a day of this Greek nonsense? I don't. Love what you guys are doing. Appreciate the time always. It's the Greek Podcast. And you have to have absolutely nothing to do to be watching this. But that's what I love. You have nothing to do. Peace.
Brayman cares by supporting our community, gifting 2 BMWs to the Teacher and Employee of the Year once again. Yes, Brayman cares.
Enjoy exceptional BMW offers during our Spring is in Full Swing sales event at Brayman BMW, West Palm Beach and Jupiter. BraymanBMW.com.
Brayman cares in supporting our community and donating 2,800 meals this month to Feeding South Florida. Yes, Brayman cares.
Enjoy exceptional offers of up to $3,000 during our Spring is in Full Swing sales event. BraymanMini.com, West Palm Beach.
It is the Greek Podcast, and we're back. New York Prime, this is the place to be, no matter what your occasion is, or you just want to come here and have dinner. So nice to be here for the Greek Podcast. This is our second year doing it. We're always sponsored by Brayman Motor Cars, Jupiter and West Palm Beach. Your next new car should be with Brayman Motor Cars. It's a great experience. You'll be happy. It's one of the biggest things in your life is to buy a car, and you want to be with the right people. Brayman does it every time. Special guest today, my good buddy Buddha in the restaurant business for years. We go back about, 15 years from... Prime 112, Prime Italian, Vic and Angelo's. I mean, we go back, and obviously he's a Burnt Max's in Del Rey. I'm always in there, and again, he's talking about the restaurant business, just things that you may know or not know. What is a little bit of a tip of how would you get a table on a busy night? Especially a guy coming in with a girl, besides giving somebody 100.
Besides,
The Greek move.
listen, you can give somebody 100, but you got to do it the right way.
And what is the right way?
Well, you don't just walk in and flash a $100 bill and say, "Give me a table."
Yeah,
Well, the right way is you give him that look like you've been there before.
yeah.
You're gonna get taken care of. He's gonna take care of you. Either he palms it in your hand when no one knows what's going on, or you sit him down and he takes care of you when you go by the table.
Have you ever given a tip, somebody gave you a tip and you were like, whoa, that's too much?
I would have never said that because I would never have looked at it.
Yeah.
So if someone's gonna give me something, they might palm it in my hand. People, look, I've taken care of people for years.
Yeah.
I take care of people just because
That's what you do.
That's what I do. Whether or not someone's going to take care of me for any amount of money, for
It doesn't
any
matter.
reason, doesn't matter. If it turns out that it does happen, I see him the next time, I probably put a bigger smile on my face.
Yeah.
But besides that, you take care of people because you know what? They're great guests. They come in all the time. They're good to you. You're good to them.
Yeah, word of mouth.
It goes in circles. I take care of them. I know I get to their favorite table. They know they're going to have their favorite table. You know what? They might be in once a week now.
Yeah.
They might be in twice a week. They don't know how to cook. Who knows how many times they're going to be in?
There's people who go to the same place 20 years.
Listen, I've had people in places. They want to take care of you. You're always looking out for them. I've had people take care of me in other ways outside of work.
Shoes.
Shoes.
Tell them the shoe story about our guy that you had to call me and say, who is this guy? He's a famous guy.
I had a couple come to the restaurant, and probably the second time I had met him, he says to me, "Oh, you're still here." To me, you're taken aback. Still here? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Who says that to somebody on the job? You're still here.
I said it to my wife every night.
I think he got it. I think he understood, or between him and his wife, kind of figured out. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't the right thing to say. Well, by the end of lunch or dinner, I think it was an early dinner. He said, "What's your shoe size?" I told him my shoe size. I didn't necessarily know who he was. next thing I know, a couple days later, someone comes and drops a pair of shoes for me. I say, Greek, I don't know whose shoes these are. Greek, my man with the
shoes.
knows a little bit about shoes. And I said, Greek, it's got this name on here, Pliner. You know who this is? I goes, yeah, it's on a Pliner. Those shoes are amazing.
They're amazing. I got like 9
expensive.
pairs. Are you kidding me? They're expensive.
So
And they're great shoes.
So I take care of Donna Pliner. Donna Pliner would come in all the time. He lived in Miami Beach. I don't think he lives on Miami Beach any longer. But he dropped me off a few pair of shoes. And while I was working there, I always wore Pliner shoes.
Best shoes. I used to go to those boutiques all the time. But of course, you knew me like anything else. If you want to know something, you got to go to who it is. So restaurant business, when I got to go to a new restaurant in Miami or up around Fort Lauderdale or even here, I'll pick up the phone, I'll call Buddha, I'll say, what's going on? Now, you love the restaurant business, not only working, but you like to check out other restaurants.
Yeah,
even when
absolutely,
you're in New York.
absolutely.
Even delis.
Wherever I go, I always like to check out what's new, what's happening, the new trend. You know, just a great overall restaurant. Things that have been there forever, things that may be brand new. So of course you want to try what's new, and maybe something you can try in your place. You know, there's always something new going on. Best place to start is out west, California.
Yeah.
Everything kind of starts out west and works its way east. But San Fran, New York City, great food towns.
We had dinner one time at a nice seafood restaurant in Miami, Garcia's.
Oh, Garcia's.
You took me there. Great seafood. A couple of celebrities were there that night. They all knew Buddha, which was also interesting. We drove back. I don't remember what we were doing down there. Was it a Heat game? Maybe it was a Heat game?
Heat game, some event, maybe cigar event or something.
Maybe it was, we went to Prime Cigar and Brickell. That's right. And then we went to Garcia's for dinner. And then when we came back, he gave me the whole strip going all the way up. This, that, this restaurant, that restaurant, which is always good. But even in New York, I love the story where you said you're out one time and you were walking around in the mornings and you stopped in this deli just on whatever it was, 65th Street or whatever. And you just loved the food and hanging out and what they had going on. And they had the little pasta and the things. And that's because you're in the business. You enjoy
that. Well, listen, New York City, if you can make it in New York City, I wouldn't say you can make it anywhere, but you got a restaurant working in New York City, so it's got to be good.
Yeah, and there's millions, but you got millions of people. But in
Yes.
the morning, you'd be surprised the amount of money those little places make. You have millions when you walk in, and they got all the salads, all the breakfasts.
Well, the one place I went to, and I still don't remember the name of it, but it had a silver platter full of smoked salmon and caviar, and and it was just breakfast. We're not even talking about lunch.
And it's
dinner.
awesome.
Yeah.
I used to love Dean and DeLuca's. Used to love that place. I used to meet bookmakers there all the time. By Rockefeller Center, it was a great place. You got a coffee.
I'll meet you by the produce section.
I mean, Dean and Lucas was great. It was high-end coffee, and you get coffees. I used to hang out there. Me and my dad would go there once in a while, and I loved it there. But again, the city's different. But I like that you know food, you know what's good, what's bad. What about a staff? As far as the staff,
Staffing is tough. Listen, to me, you can't train personality.
Yeah.
Try to hire somebody.
Can't train personality. You just have it. Go ahead.
You try to find people that have a personality. That's first and foremost. And I can tell you in 30 seconds, you're in or out.
Not being sexist, who is a better worker, male or female?
There's no male or female better worker.
Yeah.
It's what you're instilled. It's someone who knows they want to work, they want to make money. A lot of people these days, they just want to do the less for more. Like they'll do the least amount of work for the most amount of money, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you're working with a group of people and everyone has the same goals, doing the least amount of work doesn't always help.
Have you had girls over the year that guys would just come in to see them?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
bartenders.
Yeah, as I said,
all day. Bartenders. You can have an amazing staff. I don't care what you say. You can have the best guy bartender, makes the best drinks, but you got to have I think a female behind the bar.
Of course.
And not to be sexist or anything, but
women sell.
Women.
I mean, whether
The only issues I've ever had with a girl behind the bar is a girl on the other side of the bar that's jealous of the one behind the bar.
Yeah, they get mad.
They get, my drink's not strong enough.
Yeah.
I don't, she's talking to everyone else and not me. And that's
you're gonna have that. But you get a hot girl behind the bar. A lot of times, guys are coming in just for her. And they'll eat, they'll have dinner, they'll come in on a regular basis.
Oh, I know this guy makes a great drink.
Yeah,
but she's beautiful, and I'm gonna come see her.
Of course. I mean, I read it for years. I lived in a city. My friends would go to certain places. The girl at Memphis is hot. It was a club on the east side. It was like a restaurant bar, a dive. They even barely had a TV. I'm talking old school, the TV up on the thing. But two girls behind the bar, they were hot. Guys want to go, and that's what guys want to do. I mean, that's it. That's the biggest thing.
I will tell you though, at the Astor many years ago, we had a bartender who's still still walking around these days. His name was Arturo. He worked the bar with.
Oh, I know Arturo.
Arturo, right? He worked the bar with like 6-8 seats. He had him work. He worked Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Well, Fridays and Saturdays, you couldn't get near the place. Bar packed. It was in the hotel lobby.
I know him.
Pool area packed. But I made him work on a Monday because just to work Friday and Saturday wasn't going to work. It's Monday, slowest day of the week. Hotel, 40-room hotel, bar, lobby, bar. He would work. He would get maybe 5-6 people on a Monday. He'd still walk out there with $200.
Yeah.
Because
Where is he now? He's in one of the places.
now he's at Prezo.
Prezo, yeah.
Yes.
He's-
But he would know everything or a little about everything.
Which is good.
Yeah. Plus he knows a couple languages, and being that on South Beach, a few languages will get you.
Did he know Greek?
I'm not sure he knew Greek, but he knew Italian.
Did he know Italian?
He knew Italian.
He's a nice guy, actually. He's
Yes,
waited on
yes.
me a couple times. Got a nice personality.
He does a great job.
Yeah, and that's what you need. I don't care what anybody says. I tell people this all the time. You're a brand. You're a brand. I'm a brand. People watching, you're a brand. You sell yourself every day. Either people are buying or selling. And that's what it is, especially in your business. Because in the restaurant business, obviously the food's got to be good. You need that. But you also want people to be treated with respect.
Yes. I mean, listen, great food, hands down, service, but people always have a different idea of what they're looking for in a restaurant. It's to everyone, it's something different.
Yeah.
Greek might not even eat my food.
Yeah.
But he comes because he enjoys his little company.
Special.
He enjoys being felt special. He walks in the door. The hostess says, "You owe me money."
Yeah, it's awesome. I go to Prime 112 and Prime 10. I wouldn't even have dinner. I just bang around, sit around, do what I got to do. I don't even drink. I get an Oreo, fried Oreo, and I leave. That's what he gave.
He sits in the bar. They're like, "What's the odds on that one?" And
Yeah, I tell him all the time. I do miss that. I do miss Prime Italian, the bar. I like that bar better than Prime 112. Prime 112 was a great bar too, but it was very small. Prime
Yes.
Italian, you had a little bit of sections. There was 3-4 TVs.
Yeah.
You could watch it even when you weren't at the Heat game.
And Alonzo might walk in.
Oh, yeah, you
might
had
walk
everybody
in.
there. You had the Heat
Yes.
players there. They all
Everyone
walked
walked
in.
in.
Dwayne Wade. I mean, come on. It was great.
Everybody walked in there. It was definitely fun while it lasted.
Now, Wade retired. What'd you think of that? You and I got to go to one of his last games. Did you see the last couple games? And wow, he did.
Amazing. When I went to his last game, me and my daughter.
That's right.
It was like a.
Yeah, she took my seat. You can't believe it? Jordan, if you're watching, I heard you said some nice things about the Greek. Finally, you're learning. That's what life's about. You have to take care of the stars. I tell my boss that every day. Brian Olsen. Love you, Brian. So you guys went.
that last game was phenomenal. Somebody she grew up with, 16 years. She's 16 years old.
That's great.
So when I grew up with watching Heat basketball since high school, and to have someone retire like that and go out totally on the upswing, couldn't be probably a better person, nicer guy to leave on a high note like that. It was
Did great.
Simply amazing. And believe it or not, for having a daughter, it was amazing that she appreciated the whole thing.
Yeah, we used to go to track with her years ago.
Yes.
He used to take her to track. I remember one time he goes, "I'm bringing my daughter." She walked up. She's like 12. I'm like, "That's your daughter?" He goes, "Yeah." Didn't say much, but she picked some good horses. It is the Greek. Special thanks to my buddy Buddha from the restaurant business. Stop by for Greek podcast at New York Prime. Make sure you always listen to Real Radio. You got Rover, Johnny C. and Franny, and that other guy. Sorry. Then you got the Love Doctors. Don't forget about them. And then if you like the Greek, and I don't know why, you got me 2-4, 940 wins. The Greek Zone. Sports with a gambling aspect. Remember, I don't care who wins, I care who covers. And remember, Brayman Motor Cars, want to thank them, Jupiter and West Palm, all the time. Because without sponsors, you don't have anything. So Greek, next week, see you. God bless and be safe always. Peace.
We have over 100 Porsches out of the sun and rain in our 6-story parking garage.
So it's easy to find your dream car at Porsche West Palm Beach.
Porsche West Palm Beach, the #1 Porsche certified pre-owned center with the largest selection in Florida. Visit BraemanPorsche.com.
It's easy to find your dream car at Porsche West Palm Beach.
We have over 100 Porsches out of the sun and rain in our 6-story parking garage.
Porsche West Palm Beach, the #1 Porsche certified pre-owned center with the largest selection in Florida. Visit BraemanPorsche.com.